This is Lord Mafka, aka Rogan Ryan, back at you with another video. And in today's video topic, I want to talk about why you should take mental breaks from life. I think in general, we really take life too seriously. We never give ourselves any time to recuperate or rest from the daily bullshit that we deal with. And this is why I think it's so important to just get alone by yourself, meditate, read a book, do something that can actually put you in a state of just being, because life and how we were brought up as children by our parents, everyone around us has taught us to always be in moving action, to always be trying to do some type of physical activity to gain pleasure. And this is how it trains us, this is how this realm trains us, right? To have such a parasitic mindset. And you really want to get out that frame of thinking, because if you're just always on the move, if you're always thinking about something, worrying about something, you're going to find yourself even more unhappy. And that's just the facts. So when we look at life for what it is, it's not really to be taken that seriously unless you make it that serious. You have all the problems you have in the world is because people aren't willing to understand others. They aren't willing to take care of their own mind, their own body, their own just psyche, and just really dive deep and look at all the bull crap that they've accumulated over the past. And they don't want to clean that out mentally and emotionally. So that's why I tell you guys today, you really should not be taking life too seriously all the time, Learn to take mental breaks, because you're only destroying yourself, You're messing up your mental health, and that's something that a lot of men neglect nowadays is their mental health, A lot of us are so caught up and worried about trying to get some woman in our life who doesn't care about us anyway. And just for the record, guys, whether it has to do with you trying to date a woman, whether it has to do with your job about to fire you, or family or people not wanting to talk to you, it's all irrelevant. It's futile nonsense when it comes to your mental health. None of the things I just mentioned prioritize and come over your mental health. So, if anything, getting rid of most of these things will better your mental health, because when most of the time when you have yourself, this is where you can really gain insight on the things that you find valuable, And despite what everyone around you might say, this is why you have to ignore people's opinions, who tell you, oh, you're a weird for being antisocial if you want to be alone all the time. Oh, you should talk to people because, studies show that you'll go insane, which in reality, most of these things are made to keep you a slave to other people's opinions and have you guilt tripped so you can continue to be a laughing stock and entertainment for them. Do you need other human beings to interact with? Sometimes, yes. And if you look at the situation, especially in the Western world nowadays, most people have very just toxic and just superficial mindsets to where they will try to pawn this stuff off on you. If you aren't this type of ideal Superman in their head, to where you have everything in your life, to where you have just this big money, you have this type of grand mission that you're on, you're just super attractive to women, people aren't going to want to deal with you. And in reality, that's actually an advantage for you. That's a blessing to you. That's a dark blessing, because when you think about it, most of the people in your life and the people you grew up with, you don't need anyway. The only person that you should really only care about is yourself mostly. Forget about people's opinions, forget about what others want you to be, and just focus solely on yourself. What do you want? What are some of the things that you want to see done? What can you do to satisfy yourself, without help from the outside world or any other human being in that matter? So That's the thing for when it comes to mental health that I think we don't talk about a lot is men actually developing their own character, finding their own way in life. The school systems, our parents, the way we were brought up has really just destabilized and made most of us so inactive in the realm of trying to better ourselves mentally, being able to take on nonsense 24/7 without being moved by it. And this is why I say you guys have to get alone by yourself and actually think to yourself. You have to stop wanting to look for gratification outside of yourself from other people, because this is the main thing that's going to put you back in the loop. It's going to put you back in this just suffering matrix to where you're just going to be victimized over and over again until you can realize the truth that you're just better off on your own, alone for the most part. So that's the worst thing ever, is to have people around you who don't understand you, people around you who only want to use you for your resources and time. You're better off just being by yourself for the most part. So when we look at life, you really shouldn't take it that seriously, because we're only here temporarily, and then, we come from nothing, pop out right out of the womb, and then we live our lives from whatever mundane cause that we might have, right? Whether that's bettering yourself to just make everyone proud around you, trying to achieve this, oversimplified goal that everyone has brought you up and you've been programmed to want anyway. And then after that, we go back into nothingness after we pass away from this earth. So you really have to learn to value your time and try to make the most of it on your own. You have to become what I would say a lone wanderer. You have to become a person who just loves and enjoys their own alone time, because you wanting to be around a lot of people, you're going to be met with a lot of opposition. And this is another reason why it's so important to take mental breaks, whether that's from watching certain YouTube videos, whether that's from just observing things and being around people that you dislike. Take a break from all that stuff. If anything, try to remove most of that stuff out of your life. But on the topic of just giving yourself mental breaks, it's very important to reward yourself in little bits. Don't over gratify yourself, because when you start overstimulating yourself, that's when you're going to program yourself unconsciously for other people to take advantage of you, because you're going to be so willing to get that dopamine hit again. So you always have to remember that you're always secure within yourself. Anything that's not coming from your mental mind, anything that's not coming from your type of perception to where it agrees with what you're saying, it's a threat to you. And you really should remove that out of your life and have no contact with it whatsoever. So we really have to look at life as men who have had difficult lives as just another experience, just something that we have to detach from. Learning how to detach yourself from your desires, learning how to detach yourself emotionally from everyone around you, mostly. So you really do have to give yourself, some peace, increase your sanity. Give yourself some time to just rest from all the nonsense that you deal with, because none of this stuff in life is meant to be taken that seriously. I mean, politics, dating, you know, getting around people for the most part. I mean, it's all irrelevant when you look at the bigger picture of taking care of your mental health and just yourself for the most part. So that's why I say, if you're going to have things in your life, always make sure it benefits you. Always make sure that it's accomplishing your goal. If you can't use it for any type of utility that you see just worth for using it for, get rid of it. You don't need it in your life. So Don't take life too seriously. Give yourself a break from just a lot of these videos on YouTube, you know, even give yourself a break from some of the content on my channel and other people's content that might overwhelm you at times. So you can sit down with yourself and actually be able to digest the rapid information that you're getting, because in this society that we live in, we're being overwhelmed with information on our cell phones 24/7. You know, the internet is constantly giving us something else to look at, overstimulating our mind, and we never have a chance to be still. So just give yourself a break. You know, live life in a simple matter. You don't need to always be up to date with what's going on, you know. You can look at it, you know, at another time, you know, at a day or two. Just take life easy, guys, you know. Take things one step at a time so you can regain your lost consciousness that was taken from you, from how you were raised and brought up in this society. And that's really what it's all about, is just gaining back the parts of yourself that you lost to your trauma, you know? So you guys take care. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment sections. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.